Today's story, The Frozen Ghost, the last voyage of the Erebus and Terror. Stay with us. The year was 1845, and the British Empire was at the peak of its power. Sir John Franklin, a seasoned explorer, stood on the deck of the HMS Erebus. Beside him sailed the HMS Terror, two of the most advanced ships ever built. Their mission was to find the Northwest Passage, a shortcut to the riches of the East. The ships were reinforced with iron plates to crush the thickest Arctic ice. They carried 3 years of food, libraries of books, and the hopes of a nation. As they left the Thames, thousands of people cheered from the docks. But as they crossed the North Atlantic, the air began to turn lethally cold. By the time they reached Lancaster Sound, the blue ocean had turned into a white desert. In September 1846, the unthinkable happened. The ice moved like a living predator and trapped both ships near King William Island. The ships were not just stuck, they were being slowly crushed by the shifting floes. Months passed in total darkness as the Arctic winter swallowed the sun. Inside the ships, the walls were covered in frost, and the men huddled around coal stoves. The great white silence began to take its toll on the sailors' minds. Then, the sickness started. The men grew weak. Their gums bled, and their teeth fell out. They didn't know it yet, but their canned food was poisoned with lead. Paranoia spread through the corridors of the frozen ships. On June 11, 1847, Sir John Franklin died in his cabin, leaving the crew leaderless. Captain Francis Crozier took command of the dying expedition. The ice refused to melt even in the summer of 1848. The supplies were rotting, and the men were coughing up black blood. Crozier made a desperate decision. Abandon ship. 105 men stepped onto the ice, intending to walk 1,000 miles to safety. They dragged heavy wooden lifeboats filled with silver plates and heavy clothes. Every mile they walked, someone collapsed and never got up again. The Inuit people watched from a distance as walking ghosts moved across the tundra. The sailors were so hungry they began to do the unthinkable to survive. One by one, the lights of their lives went out in the freezing wind. Back in London, Lady Jane Franklin refused to give up hope for her husband. She spent her fortune sending dozens of ships to find the lost expedition. For 170 years, the fate of the Erebus and Terror remained a dark mystery. Then, in 2014, a sonar image revealed a miracle on the seafloor. The HMS Erebus was found, sitting upright and perfectly preserved in the cold water. 2 years later, the HMS Terror was discovered, looking like it could sail again. The ships were silent witnesses to a tragedy that defied human imagination. Today, their stories remind us that nature has secrets we were never meant to uncover. The men of the Franklin expedition are gone, but their names are etched in the ice forever. They sought a path to the east, but they found a place in the stars instead. Thanks for watching the full story.